Good morning. I call to order the November 20th, 2018 meeting of the Saline County Board of Commissioners. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Shadwick.
Here.
Commissioner Sparks.
Here.
Commissioner Vidrickson.
Here.
Commissioner Weiss. Here. Commissioner White.
I ask that you please stand and join me in a flag salute followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We now move to the public forum portion of our meeting where the citizens may speak on county government, usually limited to 3 minutes, and items that are not on today's agenda. Is there anyone who wishes to speak? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission for regular business. Item number 1.
Approve agenda for public forum as presented.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the agenda for the public forum as presented.
Second the motion.
That's been moved and seconded that we approve today's agenda as published. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 2.
Human Resources Update with Marilyn Leamer, Human Resources Director.
Good morning, Marilyn.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Over this reporting period, we had 4 new injuries with no lost time. We did not have any unemployment appeals. We did complete our benefit insurance open enrollment period. No policy and procedure changes at this time. Miscellaneous events that have happened, we did have a successful training day that is a countywide training day that was completed on October 8th. We also received notification that our online employment application provider will cease to exist in February 2020, and so we will have a request coming forward to look at some other options. Under employment update, we have 7 new hires, transfers and promotions, had 8, no longer employed, 7 individuals. We are currently recruiting for records clerk in the sheriff's office, corrections officer in the sheriff's office, planning and zoning director, administrative supervisor in the appraiser's office, attorney 1, and 2 vehicle registration technician 1 positions. Upcoming events and tasks is hopefully fill the positions, evaluate online application tracking sources. We are going to have a premium holiday for the county and also employees that will occur in December. We will process open enrollment for the illness and disability pool, which is for employees that wish to donate hours to a pool. We are opening up our United Way campaign to employees. We are going to be opening up our Meals on Wheels or Senior Center campaign to employees that can do some donations by payroll deduction. Or at the end of the year, we do distribute the annual red flag review forms for departments to fill out, and that's just where they acknowledge each year that they did not have any identity theft events happen. Our next blood drive is on December 17th. And our employee council that we have for county employees, about half of the individuals go off, so we're collecting volunteers to serve for 2019.
Okay, thank you, Marilyn. This report is quite detailed, yet it's direct and to the point, and I appreciate that very much. Other comments from the commissioners?
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for the update. We'll now move on to item number 3.
RFA 206-18 L3 Evidence System with Brad Bowers, Computer Technology Director.
Good morning, Brad.
Morning. We have a request for action this morning to upgrade the Sheriff's Office L3 evidence hardware and software. This system is how they attach case evidence to an actual case that they're working on. The total upgrade cost that we're asking for today is $15,997.80, and you can see how that's spread across the server hardware for $9355.50, $2,125 for installation and training, $2,022.30 for 3 access points, and $1,725 for the first year maintenance contract on the new equipment. And there will also be a $750 charge for migrating the existing data off of the old system. making the total request of $15,977.80. This was a budgeted item in the 2018 TIP budget. That amount we budgeted was $30,708. Alternatives for action, approve the request as presented. You can deny the request, or you can send us back for more research. Staff recommends approval of the expenditure. The current system that we have today is running out of resources, mainly direct attached storage, requiring this upgrade. We will get more disk space with the new system. The L3 evidence system is a critical application in support of the sheriff's operations. And it was a budgeted item in 2018 TIP.
The evidence system, I mean, it is all totally computer related, this request.
It is, yes.
Okay,
Hardware,
questions?
hardware
from
and software.
Questions of Mr. Brad?
My question, Brad, would be the difference in what was budgeted and what is needed to allocate to do this.
You may recall that back in June, we came and asked for a Blu-ray disc subsystem to replace a failing system. That was also part of this TIP budget. So when you add that $8,000 in that we asked for back in June that was approved, that brings the total line item to $24,051. Still $6,000 under.
Right.
You know, but that Blu-ray disc subsystem that we requested back in June is part of this upgrade as well.
Thank you.
It just needed to be done earlier.
Brad, one of my questions here is that when you just stated that one of the main reason is for updating this is for external disk drive space. To me, that's kind of a inexpensive piece of equipment to add on. I mean, is this server that you have right now, is it able to do what we're needing?
It is 6 years old.
Oh, okay.
And it's functioning, sure.
Okay.
As the disk subsystem gets more full, I guess for lack of a better term, the system will degrade as far as performance goes. And the upgraded system software will give some other options for functionality that we don't have today.
Okay.
And one of the reasons we've gone this late in requesting this is L3 has a cloud-based application for this very system, and we were waiting to see what that looked like. You know, that's probably the best footprint for disaster recovery and things like that, but it's just more money than we think we can want to spend at this
Gotcha.
time. So
Okay.
So, but when you get more memory and you get a better processing system and some more function with this.
Will the existing server and hardware, will it have a functional that we'll be able to utilize anywhere at this time?
You know, actually, the last time we upgraded this system, we brought that old server over here and rebuilt it, and we're running another application on it. So yeah, we'll rehabilitate it and put it to use doing something that's not quite as, front level production. So
Over at the Community Corrections Office?
well, for a small fee, we might be able to work
All
something
right.
out.
Excuse me, thank you.
Further questions, comments from the commission? Are there any public comments regarding this RFA? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission for possible action.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the purchase of Dell server hardware and system software as listed in RFA 206-18 in the amount of $15,997.80.
Second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve RFA 206-18 for an L3 evidence system. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 4.
RFA 204-18, pretrial program staff for Annie Grievous, Community Corrections Director.
Good morning, Annie.
We are ready to go if you are. Community Corrections is seeking approval to develop, which we've already started that process, and begin a pretrial program. We are ready to advertise and hopefully hire 2 staff, a pretrial coordinator and a pretrial ISO. Both, I hope you got the job descriptions, but if you didn't, we have those job descriptions ready to go. The positions will be funded by the money set aside in the 2019 Saline County budget. The pretrial program will address overcrowding, public safety issues, and released clients and reduction of recidivism to county jail. You've heard my talk a million times, I know. So I'm happy to go over any more details on that. But we are ready to hire. I realize the money won't be here until January, but by the time we get advertising in-house and out-of-house and set up interviews and do record checks and everything, it'll be into December or later before we even interview and are ready. So we're ready to make that move. The funds currently set aside for those 2 positions is $95,781 for about salary and benefits for those 2 positions. The coordinator is at a pay grade, according to Archer, 17, and the ISO is a pay grade 16, like all the ISOs over at Community Corrections. So we're seeking approval to start that advertising this week, hopefully, and get going.
Again, I'm going to emphasize that this has been approved into the 2019 budget. I think maybe you could elaborate just a little bit more in regards to where you've been in your conversations with the judicial system and the judges that are on board with this. And they also have a great deal of impact on our thinking to move forward with this. And it was with their approval and their suggestion.
Correct.
So-
We've had multiple meetings with them, had one last Friday. They are all on board. They've been wanting this for years. So I've even switched my talk to calling it the judges program, because they are the ones that are going to help us define what the policies and procedures look like. Judge Johnson's got a couple copies of some policies and procedures from Douglas and Johnson County that he's going to tweak a little bit and get back to me after Thanksgiving. So they've looked at the tool. They're still looking at the assessment tool. They have not finalized that tool. But because you want the judges to have full buy-in and to support the placement of clients on this program, it's real important that you have that support. And we've got full support. All 3 district judges that do criminal court were in that meeting on Friday. It was a good meeting, lots of discussion. Defense attorneys and others have participated and talked about it. So I think that at this point, if we can get some staff hired, they'll assist the judges, along with myself, in developing the policies and procedures. We've been talking about training, and Judge Johnson wants to participate in that training and do some site visits at 2 locations in Kansas that have good pretrial programs. So I would say they're fully on board. I don't think there's a question about that at all. We've included other judicial pieces, the sheriff's office, county attorney, defense attorneys, community corrections. So I would say that at this point, we probably got all support lined up and ready to go.
Well, I think that's what it's going to take. I mean, we got to have 100% participation and 100% approval from all the interested parties, or we have a chain with a weak link in it.
Right.
And,
I agree.
And I think if memory serves me, there's no way of being able to say this is going to reduce our population by 10% or 20% or 30% at this stage. But Johnson and Douglas counties have seen a huge reduction through this process and these programs. So.
That's correct.
For my
That's true.
way of thinking, this is we're doing the right thing, and we need to continue to attack this situation. So,
Right.
Any other comments or questions from the commission? Seeing none, are there any public comment regarding RFA 204-18? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission for possible action.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve to advertise and hire 2 positions for the pretrial program.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve RFA 204-18 for pretrial program staff. Further comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
We now move to that was the last agenda item. So is there any other business or announcements to come forth? If not, I will announce that we're going to go into the administrator's update in the adjoining room, and it is a open public meeting, so all those that wish to attend may do so. I would, at this time then, accept a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded for adjournment. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. We're adjourned.